Good evening, beloved. Peace be with you. This evening, as we celebrate All Saints' Day, we are reminded that really to be a saint is to be a child of God, to be a son or daughter of God. Paul himself, the Apostle Paul, already calls all the believers in the early church saints. In other words, it's like, you are a saint, so be a saint. You know, it's a constant reminder of our core identity. And to be a saint or to be a child of God, a son or daughter of God, our readings tonight, in the second reading from John, he gives us one main way we can work on that and grow into our identity as sons and daughters of God. He calls it, we could summarize it by saying, you and I, we become what we're looking at, or we become what we see. And so let me just show you from the scripture here, and then we'll go into it a little bit. He says it 2 times, but we'll start out with the second one. He says, we do know when it is revealed that we shall be like him. We shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. So how will we be like him? Because we will see him as he is. See, catch that again. We know that when it is revealed, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. So what will make us like him? When we see him. And the seeing is not just like, oh, there's Jesus, just walked in the door, and I just saw him, so now I look just like him. Or now I act like him. Now I've become just like Jesus. The seeing is a constant seeing, a constant gazing upon, a constant looking, and growing in that looking. And let me give you an example. Well, because we do this naturally without even thinking about it. Many years ago, before even seminary, one of my nephews and one of my sisters came to live with me in California. And my nephew at the time was probably about 5.5 or 6. And so I came home from work one day at Qualcomm, and I opened the door, and I could tell he had been seeing and looking at something all day long. He was watching the movie Zorro. And how did I know what he had been doing? Because I opened the door and I see him, and somehow he found stuff to make a cape out of, right? And he had this kind of a hat going on, and he made himself a little horse to ride on, and then he rearranged all the furniture and made himself a Zorro cave, and he would hide and he would jump out and get all the bad guys and then go back in the cave. And then, of course, he had to have, with Zorro, you have to have a sword, huh? So he made the sword, and he's practicing making the Z, just like they did in the movie. And what was going on? He had been watching Zorro all day long, repeat, and he's becoming what he's seeing, right? We do this all the time. As the kids, that starts 6, 5, 6, 7, then they grow as they get into teenagers, and all of a sudden they're doing that, but with movie stars, right? They're, all of a sudden they're dressing like them, or trying to get their hair like them, or if they are old enough, they want a car just like them, And I don't know about you, but when I was in 6th grade, I wanted to look just like Ricky Martin. Anybody know who Ricky Martin is? So I dyed my little hair blonde right here. Looks so silly, but my parents put up with it, You just want to become what you're seeing, what you're looking at, what you're desiring, right? You get older, then we become adults, and what do? We all go to Comic-Con, right? We're always dressing up and trying to become what we're looking at. John is telling us in the second reading, he's telling us the number one thing for us to be looking at. Look at the very beginning. He says, beloved, see what love the Father has bestowed on us. Be seeing the love that the Father has bestowed on us. If I am constantly gazing upon and have my attention on the love that the Father has for us, then I will learn how to I will become that love. I will grow into and become that love. I will love myself as the Father loves me. I will love us as the Father loves us. As soon as my eyes are on something else, though, I start becoming that instead. But John's saying, see, get your eyes, get your mind, get your heart on the love the Father has bestowed upon us. What have you and I been looking at recently? What are we becoming? What are we growing into? The Father wants us to grow into his love incarnate. And who is that? Jesus. Yeah? Whatever we're looking at, whatever we're gazing upon will become. It could be Jesus, it could be Zorro. What are you gazing on recently? And how can you make sure, if you need to, that you shift your focus upon the love that the Father has bestowed on all of us?